Aloha and welcome to Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. This is our first show of 2016 and we're so happy you could make it today. We've got a bunch of stories planned for this year, all positive stories about Hawaii, people that have made it successfully regardless of the challenges involved. We are broadcasting live from downtown Honolulu in the Think Tech Studios in Pioneer Plaza. We are available on livestream.com, and if you went to hawaiitech.com at their website, you can get a full schedule of all the different programs that we have. Business in Hawaii is every Thursday at 2 o'clock. Thank you again for being here. Our guest today is the Hawaii Chamber of Commerce, and it's Gindi French, who's the president and chairman, and then we have Janayhe Self, who is the vice president and has been very involved with the Hawaii Chamber for several years now, actually maybe even longer. Anyways, welcome. Glad you guys can make it today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. Gindi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing? I assume you're out in the Hawaii side of Oahu, and how did you get involved in the Hawaii Chamber?
Yes, I am out on the Hawaii side, and about 7 years ago, I wanted to become more involved with my community. I have 3 children who are now teenagers, but at the time, I felt like I wasn't involved enough. I did soccer, I had my business in Niu Valley, but...
And what business is that?
At the time, it was a plumbing company, BJ Gins Plumbing.
Right. You're a plumber?
Well, I do backflow tests, but I'm not actually a plumber. So now I keep busy doing tutoring.
Tutoring what?
Tutoring anything, English, science, math, a lot of science, a lot of math, rocket science tutoring.
Very good.
Yep.
And so you've been doing that through the school system, or?
It's private, so I do a lot of children who are homeschooling. I do a lot of children who are having some problems. Oh, we just got a report card. My son's not going to pass his senior year. Stuff like that. It's fun. I like it.
Sounds interesting then. So you've been out in Hawaii for how many years?
Actually, I've been here for almost 12 years now. So yeah, it's good.
And then how did you find out about the Hawaii Chamber?
Actually, Nick Abbott. I was part of the East Oahu Breakfast Club, and he invited me to the chamber. And at the time, I became a director. And then in that first year, I was a treasurer, and then VP, and just finally decided to...
Kind of worked your way up the ranks.
Working my way up, and actually more of deciding to make that final commitment.
Very good.
For the presidency.
Well, I'm sure Hawaii Chamber is very thankful that you have. All right.
Thank you.
Janayhe.
Yes.
Now, how did you get involved with the Hawaii Chamber?
Thank you for asking. First of all, it's a new dawn and a new day. With that said, as the second term as being vice president now, I never thought I would be in this place. It's kind of amazing. It's almost a mystery to me how I got here. However, Gindi and I came aboard at the same time. Her through Nick Abbott, who, might I mention, was the president at that time. Me through Element Media. I have a loans background, but during the downtime, I went ahead and pursued kind of an angle through the main Honolulu Chamber of Commerce. We were selling their directory, and they said, oh, we have a really neat spot open in Hawaii Kai. You should really check that out. And so I went and I kind of saw the energy that was there, and the demographic was amazing. So I said, how can I be involved? And they said, well, we're looking for someone who can help us with events. And I jumped in, and next thing you know, I ended up being the president for the next 4 years. And now I have kind of stepped back just a little bit and redirected my position to vice president. And this is, again, my second year as that. So we're going into our 7th year together.
Wow.
Good thing we're friends.
Yes.
7 years
So we make
is
a good
long
team.
time. That's
Yes.
a big commitment.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you said you have a loans background. What does that
Sorry,
mean?
mortgage finance. So that is my primary career set. But obviously during the downturn in the economy in 2007 and 8, as we saw that kind of slippage there, I needed to find a new outlet. So I joined aboard the well-known publication now, Pacific Edge Magazine, which is coveted by Element Media Magazine, and wrote that publication for 4 years and studied under the publisher, and got to really, that's how I really got to know some of the business owners and sit down and one-on-one and find out their needs and their wants and how they could do things better and what they were looking for to get a great ROI.
So what attracted both of you, to go to the Hawaii Kai Chamber? I mean, you mentioned the energy. I guess you live in the neighborhood.
It was home for me.
Yeah, it
You're-
definitely is
you're-
home.
It's home.
It definitely is home, and
Since-
it's a way to give back to our immediate community, not
Right.
just in Hawaii.
So a way to benefit the community, the neighborhood, maybe even the kids that are going to school there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things like our school supply drive and different things. We really want to help educate not only ourselves and business owners, but also have an impact with our youth.
So it sounds like both of you had careers going on, and then you had an opportunity to maybe look for something else to kind of fill up a little bit of your time, and you picked the Hawaii Kai Chamber to do this. And have you found that rewarding?
Definitely, definitely.
I think it's my fiduciary duty as a person, on a personal level. You have a fiduciary responsibility. If this is kind of your background and your home. I've been in Hawaii Kai since 1994, so I've seen a lot of changes. And it's easy for someone to say, oh, you know, what's going on there? I don't care for it, or I don't like it. Well, what change do you want to see? Turn around at a positive spin. Don't just complain about what's not working. Be a part of the solution. You know, I'm a type that doesn't take no for an answer. If things can be better, let's find a way to do that.
So this is actually a platform. And when people think of Chamber of Commerce's, they think of a business focus and doing things to help a business. But it sounds like the Hawaii Kai Chamber is maybe a little bit of both.
Definitely,
is.
definitely. It is a community chamber, and so we straddle sometimes a very fine line between promoting businesses. We're here to enrich our business community, but we're also here for the families and for the community in Hawaii Kai itself, and really a lot of East Oahu. It's not just Hawaii Kai, because without our community, what are our business here for? And if I didn't have a job, I couldn't afford to live here in Hawaii. So
Right.
it works out both ways.
So people who live in the Hawaii Kai community, but you also mentioned East Oahu. So how far does that extend? What's the footprint?
Right now, I think our demarcation is to Ainohana Shopping Center.
Yes, right outside of Kalani, all the way wrapped around to the Sea Life Park area.
Oh, really?
Yes,
So it's fairly extensive.
encompassing all the residents and the businesses. It's not just a business sector. It's also part of a community where residents can be a part of what we're doing as well, to stay on top of, you know, fireworks issues, bay issues, sustainable safety.
Right, and then they also have the Hawaii Kai yard that was going to be developed at some point. And, I mean, that was
Yes.
pretty controversial for a while.
It's very
Yes.
controversial, and we are involved in some very controversial things. Again, we're here for the community, and some of that is with nonprofits like Rotary, like Livable Hawaii Kai Hui, Saving Kaiwi Coast, Malama Mauna Lua, working with the Bay. How do we keep it so that businesses can prosper and yet preserve the ecology?
Right, so if you're living in that area around Ainahaina out towards Hawaii Kai and Makapu'u, if you live in that area and you want to get involved and maybe participate in making some positive changes to the neighborhood, Hawaii Kai Chamber would be a vehicle to do that with.
Absolutely.
Definitely. They should check out our website,
And what it-
haikaicoc.com.
That is, oh, right there on the thing, yeah, all right, very good. And if they wanted to join, they could join online too?
You can join online, you can reach out to any of us. We have our membership directory there, the board members, the officers are all listed with our contact information. We'd be happy
good.
to talk to anyone.
And I do recommend, just to touch on that, to definitely reach out to us. I mean, yes, we make it easy where you can go and just sign up right online without speaking to anyone. But it is really important to kind of reach out to one of us and find out, what are you looking to get out of the chamber and what are you looking to put in? And I think as people understand their expectations in going into a membership, and we have a level of understanding amongst each other, I think people find that they have a better value or a better experience.
Very good. Well, you get out of something what you put into it.
You really do.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, and so we've got the individuals that might want to make a change, but then we also have the business community out there too that want to get involved, but maybe for some of the same reasons, because I would imagine a lot of those businesses out there, they also live in the area.
Absolutely.
But they also have another interest in trying to do things that would promote their business.
Correct.
And so that's a slightly different mission that I think that, so you actually have kind of two different missions going on. One is going to be for the community, the neighborhood, and another one is you're going to be promoting the business, but there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, I call it interweaving, you know?
Interweaving.
Interweaving.
That's the way I drive.
Stay away from you. Yeah.
It is really important for us to be here for our businesses, and we try to promote them on our website, different networking events, and a lot of it is finding out what do you need from us? How can we help you? You know, roll up your sleeves and come with us, and let's make the world a better place.
Right. Now, what are some of the other things that you do out there? I mean, I hear about the beach cleanup activities and things like this. I went to a holiday event where you had the Toys for Tots.
Yes, we just finished that in December.
Right.
Yes, that
And
was very nice.
That was successful.
That was very
Good.
successful. Thank you.
Good. And then what else? You've got other activities?
The big
Oh,
one.
quite a bit. The big
one
one.
is the fireworks.
Bring back the boom. That's kind of going to be our slogan. It's unofficial now internally, but don't be surprised if you see T-shirts
You
later
gotta
on this year.
copyright that then.
Yes,
Yes.
sending it to myself as we speak.
Yeah. So first kickoff for that this year will be at a coffee talk. We alternately hold coffee talks in the mornings, as well as networking events in the afternoons or the evenings. And so this one will be on the 15th in the morning, and we're inviting people to come out and talk to us, and we're setting the structure. You know, let's bring back fireworks to East Oahu.
So this is like a kickoff meeting, planning on how to bring the fireworks back to Hawaii Kai, and it's on
Definitely.
the 15th. At what time in the morning?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And where?
At the Hawaii Kai Retirement Center.
Hawaii Kai, and that's in Hawaii Kai?
Yeah, on
Correct.
Kauai High Drive.
Hawaii High
High.
Drive, okay.
Yeah.
So 7 o'clock.
If you're interested, just give us a call.
Yeah.
Good. It's on the website too, I would imagine.
Yes.
It will be on the website. We're sending out mailers.
Super.
Very excited.
Very good.
Very excited.
And you need a lot of help with this? I mean, is this a done deal, or is there a hill that you gotta climb here?
No, it's daunting. We're going to need about $75,000.
It's a
There's
mountain.
That's a
there's
lot of fireworks.
A lot of fireworks. There's a lot of logistics, permits, safety, police officers, porta potties, all kinds of things, barges. Just a lot to do, and so we're going to lean heavily on it used to be called the Independence Day Committee, but now it's the Wanalua Bay Community Foundation, and they put it on for several years. It's been gone for a couple years, but they're going to be a strong backbone.
Good.
How do we do this?
So that's a source to getting some labor, some
Yes.
help to with
Yeah,
this.
definitely a source, and also we're looking at ways. We're going to kick around a lot of ideas for sponsorships, having large donors. How are we going to promote them and really say
Yes.
thank you?
What do they want?
Yeah.
Well, what would they like to see? You know, this is the passion for Hawaii Kai. How do we give back to the community, and what would the businesses like to see in return? A lot of times, logo presence is great, but sometimes it's not enough. And so we want to hear what they have to say and what
Now,
they'd like to
this
see.
fireworks that we're talking about, is this for 4th of July or New Year's?
That's going to be in
That's
the
a good
discussion.
question.
Okay.
Ideally, you know, historically it has been for the 4th of July, but a couple people have come up to me and said, hey, what about New Year's? So that would be a pretty fabulous idea as well.
All right, well, we're approaching a time for a break, so we're going to take a quick 60-second break. And then when we come back, maybe we can talk a little bit more about how the chamber works and the different committees, and maybe some more details on
Great,
what
sounds
they do.
great. Thank you.
All right, this is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come right back and talk some more with the Hawaii Kai Chamber of Commerce. Aloha.
Okay, this is Think Tech Hawaii, and it's Wednesday. Every Wednesday is Energy Wednesday here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. 4 to 5 p.m. every Wednesday. Come and listen to us. And just to show you what I mean, I'm going to ask Sharon to tell us more.
Come and see us every Wednesday, as Jay said. And we have people like Jim Albers from HECO here, and co-host Ray Starling here every Wednesday. We not only go on Olelo and OC16, but also stream live. So please come visit us, hear about the latest in clean energy.
Okay, Jim, you've been here. You got any comment on all this?
As important as energy is in all of our lives today, this is a great forum and a great format to vet those issues. So I encourage everybody to listen in and participate.
Okay, Ray, what do you think for a close?
Well, I think this is the greatest show in the energy world here in Hawaii. You can come here every week, 1 hour, and catch the latest on what's happening and hear from the people who really know what's going on, like Jim Alberts. We appreciate your coming today.
Thank you.
Ray Starling, Sharon Moriwaki, Jim Alberts, and Jay Fidel here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. 4 to 5
Aloha.
p.m. Wednesday. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha, and welcome back. This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker, and we're talking with the Hawaii Kai Chamber of Commerce. Just wanted to go into maybe some details of the infrastructure of how the chamber works. I mean, I would imagine you've got committees.
We do. It all starts with our board of directors, and those are people who have made a commitment. It's a 3-year term, Sometimes people have to leave earlier, but we're really looking for that commitment. And they help steer the chamber and identify targets for what we're going to do. Like the last few years was reaching out and partnering with the community, partnering with the Rotary, partnering with different organizations. So it all starts with that.
So these are people that are in the community, that's active, hopefully, in some way or another, either in business or community activities.
Correct.
And they really want to continue and increase that involvement. And
Correct.
they can do that through the chamber.
Yes, these are individuals from all over. Not all of them live in Hawaii Kai. We have some downtown. We've had board members from Kailua. We've had board members from on the leeward side. So it really just depends on where they want to make that difference with us. And they come from all walks of life and all in business for themselves or in larger corporations.
Right, so you don't have to be necessarily a business person to become a board member for the Hawaii. You just want to be involved.
Correct.
Very good.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you have any specific type of board members that you're looking for right now?
Well, right now we're looking for general board members. We definitely need someone to help with events. We have a bunch of
Yes.
committees. The fireworks committee we're going to join, events. Membership committee is always a big one that we need. Can you help us reach out to people, get on the phone, call them up, say hi, keep everything straight. Events is kind of Janayhe's bailiwick.
Yes, definitely looking for someone who not only has a creative outside-the-box approach to events, but someone who can actually coordinate and handle some of the minutia detail that's often involved so that we can turn around and focus on some other things. Definitely need help in that area. As well as we're also looking for a blogger. It's very important that I establish
a
blogger
as opposed
for...
to a jogger.
Right,
Mhm.
right. It's very important that people understand that we are a virtual chamber. So our website is key. That's where we have our hits and our focus. You'll find a lot of YouTube videos of our past events. We're very interactive on our website. There's lots of commentary, both from a video standpoint and read. It's a really good read, and where we promote our members on that website. So it's important to engage from a social media aspect, and that's sometimes a challenge when we're trying to handle so many other things.
Somebody that can keep the website current and up to date and,
Yeah.
and maybe
Great, yes.
some other, do you have
And
other
just-
social media?
Well, we have
I
our
have a
Facebook.
webmaster. Yes, we
Yeah,
have Facebook.
and we have a
Facebook.
webmaster.
Yes,
okay.
and Fred does an amazing job at taking care of the website and keeping it updated. But someone that can provide the content and go out into the community and maybe get their input rather than us just saying things to
And
people.
Fred-
Maybe people can.
What's Fred's last name?
Bogart.
Fred Bogart of John B. Designs.
Very
So,
good. And-
I believe he also handles the main chamber website as well.
Very good. So he's
yeah.
got some experience with that. And this
Yes,
is-
he
Yeah,
does.
definitely a great guy. And he's great with marketing and doing artwork, so that really helps. But like Janayhe was saying, everybody's got road work. We've got a lot of road work in Hawaii Kai and along the whole corridor. So it would be nice to put that sort of information up.
Sure.
Here's what's
Yeah.
going on. These are the lanes that are closed on this time frame. Or here's something special that's going on in our community. Really keep a calendar up to date. And that would be something that we're looking for some help with.
Absolutely, and that would actually drive people to the website to take a look at that every day.
Absolutely.
To see where the traffic jams are going to be.
The Hawaii Kai Boat Parade, we had, I think, 544 views in a day just for
Wow.
information on the Hawaii Kai Boat Parade this year. That's
See,
on our web
That's a
stats.
great promotional piece.
Absolutely,
Having that
yeah.
Hawaii Chamber current and having some of the members, particularly the commercial or business members, maybe sponsor or be involved with that website
Right.
somehow. That's a lot of visibility that they could get.
Yeah, and all of
Absolutely.
our members are listed on the site, but we try to spotlight, Janayhe takes care of a lot of this, really promoting our members, not just a bio, but maybe a little bit of history or something interesting about them that they'd like to share. So it doesn't even have to be business-based, but most of the time it is.
Matter of fact, when we get done with this show, you might even put the link on there too.
I may do that.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely will.
All right. Now, what other kind of committees do you have that's at the chamber?
Outreach Committee. Now, this Outreach Committee has just recently been formed over the past holiday. And it still needs to be defined in a way in what type of outreach we're going to do, but we know we need to outreach out to the community with regards to our bay and getting more people involved with that. Outreaching the program for membership and really defining the benefits there and creating value-specific benefits that you can implement that people are going to want to see. And outreach in terms of in the environmental, like you said, just the beach cleanups. We can't do it all. So we definitely need to delegate tasks or projects to each group that they can go handle.
Sounds like an awareness effort, you
It
know,
really
just
is.
trying to increase the
Awareness.
awareness of what the chamber does in that community. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a lot of people over there that may not know all the details of what's going on.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
true.
There's so many things going on in our community. It's really hard to keep a handle on exactly what's going on. We have wetland cleanups, we have beach cleanups, there are hikes. We're trying to save land from development over there. There's a lot of development going on, not even near the Hawaii Kai Town Center area, but also in Kalama Valley, there are houses going up. So we're looking to pull people in, school events, raising money for seniors, working with Lina Lila Home. Those seniors, the Rotary Club is great, so we've partnered with them to try to help out because, again, we can't do it all ourselves.
Well, no, it's great to get that collaboration going.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's,
definitely.
power in numbers.
Together we can do so much more. That's one of our
motto.
mottos.
Now, you have an events committee too that does a lot, and you kind of head that up, Janayhe?
I do head that up. However, you know, I don't want it to just be a myself project. I definitely need other ideas involved. And as we evolve this year in events alone, I think you're going to see a lot of changes. So some of the things that I've been reading about that's changing in social media is data collection and how people are using information. And it's very important for us to get that message out there and be ahead of the curve of what's coming. So often Hawaii kind of trails behind the mainland by a few years, and we're just finding out about it and the new thing's already coming out. Well, how do we stay ahead of that curve? And part of that is getting the right events team together and finding out the right subjects that people need to hear about. Yes, it's wonderful to network and shake hands and drop business cards, but I think this year you're going to find people, you know, I said this earlier, skinning away the fat. What do I need to know to be fast and efficient? And what types of social media do I need? How is that data collection going to influence my business? And where do I go to do that? Who can I call on as a consultant? That's what we're going to try to facilitate some of those answers this year through our
Very
events.
good. And that's through the events committee. And how big is this committee?
For right now, there's about 3 of us.
3.
So I think that we really need to beef it up to about 5.
Yeah.
Good.
And then I think we can really get there.
So anybody who has any interest in seeing some of this type of events, neighborhood focused or business focused in Hawaii Kai, they can reach out through the website or contact you directly to get involved with the events committee or any committee for that matter.
Yes, definitely.
All right, what other committees you need help on?
Membership.
Membership committees, definitely.
Membership committees. As Janayhe said, it's easy to go on the website and sign in, but we're about getting to know you. It's about interpersonal. We want to help you. We want to know who you are. So we need more people to call and help keep everything up to date. Reach out, let people know that we're here. The chamber is fairly new, so we still are out there telling people that we're here. And just reminding all of our members, we're all so busy. So what's going on? What should I be involved in? We think you should know about this.
Actually, it's my understanding that there's no paid full-time staff at the Hawaii Kai Chamber.
No, we are volunteer.
all
Volunteer.
volunteers,
Volunteer
yeah.
only.
That's right. And when you said virtual, it's not that you don't exist, it's just that you don't have an office.
We don't
I
have
mean,
an office. We're
you're
virtual
very
in terms of,
tangible.
yes.
You're doing a lot of very tangible things around the neighborhood, but you just don't have a physical location.
That's
True,
correct. And we're looking to do more things, but right now there's no budget and overhead. We're, again, very small, community-based. It's all about our memberships and people who donate. And we're always looking to turn that around and invest it in the community instead of investing it in office space. So
Yes.
it would be a nice goal.
Yes, and touching on that word virtual, if I can say that for a minute, is we are looking to promote more webinars this year and become more virtual so that people don't have to always drive to Hawaii Kai or to the east side of the island to get that information. Real time is best. So if there's a way that we can be fast and efficient, we can do that. And again, that's why we really need a web committee as well. Again, we have a great web manager, but if we had a team of 4 or 5 people manning this area, then we can bring more webinars and snippets of what people really need to know to stay abreast.
And some of this doesn't necessarily have to be a 20 or 30 minute type.
No,
it
snippets.
Could be
No.
a short little.
5 minutes
Even
here.
5 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're definitely looking, maybe even just tidbits. Here's the message of the week. Here's a little
Very
surprise.
good.
Yes.
And I would like to think that with the, the Skype capabilities and the GoToMeeting and some of the other video conferencing capabilities, it shouldn't be too difficult to do that.
No, we can definitely accomplish a lot. It's just about setting the groundwork.
Yeah, and having the bodies in the committee.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not just Janayhe and I. And we do have a fabulous board, but there's so much to do.
There is.
So much to do.
Well, and as you mentioned, it is a volunteer board, and there's, people out there working. And some of them probably work in town and then, try to get
Right.
involved with the chamber when they get back to their home
And that's one thing I'm
neighborhood.
really excited about, if I can touch on that. Being a part of the board for 7 years, you see board members come and go. And I mentioned this earlier today when we were chit-chatting, is that for the first time in a long time, we have a really good group of solid individuals that have a good scope and a good handle on their roles and the vision for Hawaii Kai that they would like to see, and a glue amongst us, because it's Ohana, it's family first. If you can't trust each other that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, well then how in the heck are we going to affect anything?
Yeah, all our officers were here last year. It makes
They've
a
all
big
stayed on.
difference.
So
So
you've got
I'm
some
very excited about
continuity
that. We have
now,
a
and-
continuity flow. We have
Yeah.
we're setting the tone.
Yeah.
Like we just need to pick up the pace.
And you've
of
got the
it.
players in place. I think you
Yes.
mentioned that this is one of the first times that you actually had every one of your officer positions filled at the beginning of the
In
year.
probably about 4 years, yes.
So I think people are really starting to see the value. Before it was like, well, why am I going to join the chamber when I can just do this one?
Yeah.
So I think we're finally starting to define ourselves. I've always said we're an intimate chamber. We're not looking to grow to 300 memberships. Gindi and I and our membership director take the time to actually sit and have coffee with you when you first join and actually
Yeah.
have a moment with you to talk. And we don't want to get so large that we lose that essence. Let some of the other organizations take care of that. We want to stay intricate and small, but have the right people involved with giving us the correct information that we can disseminate out to everybody. We're a hub, we're a portal, we're somewhere where you can go to get that information, and that's what we're really trying to cultivate and make stick.
Right. Now, what does it take to become a member of the Hawaii Kai Chamber? I mean, if you're an individual, you've got one rate, and if you're a
Correct.
business, you got maybe a few different rates depending upon size.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
how it works?
Correct. So we have our individual members, and that's our lowest fee. It's for a year, calendar year. And you're placed on our website. You have benefits. They're all defined on our website. And then we have small businesses in our business, and our corporate members, how we differentiate. And Janayhe has
can
set
go in.
up all the benefits. The big difference for individuals and business members would be that you have your business information on our site. You're promoted as a business. All your business contact is there. Whereas if you're an individual, it would just say Janayhe Fridge, with your phone number.
And, as a business, then you also get some promotional advantages too, because
Absolutely.
I see emails going around,
Yes,
email
so-
blasts.
So some of the things we do, to touch on what Gindi just mentioned, the individual membership is really meant for individual members of the community. So maybe somebody is recently retiring and now they have more time in their hands and they want to become involved. Or maybe they're fresh out of high school or just starting their college and they want to kind of understand the idea of entrepreneurship and be involved in the community that way. It's also designed for individual agents, sole proprietors who are just on their own but maybe work for a company. And again, the small business members, we're talking, it's $150 a year. It's the most least expensive organization that's business driven on the island that we know of. For no monthly dues, there is not a monthly fee, and they do get a discount at our events as well. But some of the other promotional tools that we get, like she mentioned, is logo presence is huge. You have to stay top of mind. 3 impressions. It's in my background from marketing and advertising. If you're not top of mind and you don't have the passion on your sleeve, then what's the difference from going to Hawaii Kai Plumbing versus Diamond Head Plumbing? Oh, I know that guy. He gives back to our community. I see his logo all the time.
This conversation, we got to go on a quick break. This is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We're with the Hawaii Kai Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be talking about the value of becoming a member as soon as we come back from the break. Thank you.
Aloha, you can join the Hawaii Farmer Series every Thursday from 4 to 5 on Think Tech.
And I'm your co-host, Matthew Johnson, here with Justine Espiritu.
And we are so thankful to have this show to use as a forum to get to know all the movers and shakers in agriculture in Hawaii and hear kind of their background and history, as well as
their perspective on what they're doing and also the future for agriculture in Hawaii.
So join us every Thursday. You can tweet in your own comments and suggestions and be a part of the conversation at Think Tech High. And we hope to see you every single Thursday.
Aloha! How you doing? It's me, Angus McTech, wishing you to welcome and join us to see us on Hibachi Talk on Think Tech Hawaii. Join my co-hosts, Gordo the Tech Czar and Andrew the Security Guy, every Friday from 1300 to 1345. We look forward to see you. We'll talk tech and we'll have some wee bit of fun. And remember, let your wing gang free wherever you be. Aloha!
Welcome back. This is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii, and we're here talking with the Hawaii Kai Chamber of Commerce. And we were just getting into a very interesting conversation on some of the different values and visibility that people can get if they join the chamber. So, Janayhe, go ahead and continue.
Okay. Well, as I was saying earlier, again, small business memberships really have a chance to promote. I think they get a true value out of it simply because not only are you getting a blast out to our entire database about you, the passion behind your business and why you decided to join. Then you have a link to our front page. You're displayed prominently on the front page. We also allow ad space on our website. Not a lot of people are aware of that. So you get that complimentary for so many months when you join as a membership. So we give you a lot of visible added value, as well as first dibs anytime there is a sponsorship opportunity. We always go to our members first. And we like to really press upon some of our loyal members that have been a part of us since day one. Recently, we've had some people, yes, I think you were going to mention
H2O Water Sports. Originally, they were Seabreeze, but they've been here since the beginning. Just wonderful support. And we really appreciate that.
Another person is a Store Secure. They've been members since the very beginning. So we really try to highlight some of our outstanding loyal members, Winners Camp Hawaii. But then we also have the corporate level, and that's really wonderful to see some of the banks support us. First Hawaiian, Bank of Hawaii. Actually, no, I take that back. No Bank of Hawaii.
American Savings, First
Hawaiian, Hawaii National
Hawaii
Bank,
National, one of our newest.
Yes, and American Savings Bank. So all but BOH, but that could change
Really?
after this air.
Peter Hall, you heard that, right?
That was planned.
Sorry.
At any rate, some of our corporate members stem from people like Tesla, which is very interesting since I believe their corporate office is in Waipio Gentry, but their demographic, 80% of their demographic who purchase their cars are in Hawaii Kai. So we always have their cars prominently displayed at our events.
So are we going to have a service center out there pretty soon? Or?
I don't know.
I don't know. We got to talk to some of the landowners on that one. But good business partners of ours. Pacific Business News is another corporate sponsor of ours. We just are receiving a membership from Kaiser Permanente to come back in.
And isn't the SBA in line for joining?
SBA is in line.
Definitely.
Thank you.
They came out. Mark Spain came out and did one of our events at Outback Steakhouse in Hawaii Kai. He was a speaker. Fabulous, very fabulous. So thank you very much.
Yes.
We do have a lot of support.
We do. Honolulu Ford. So we're really starting to get our name on the map. I think people are really starting to understand that yes, we do exist. Now they're trying to figure out how can they navigate their business and their platform through our chamber, and that's where the talks come involved.
Exactly. That's where you can help guide them through this.
Yeah, and that's definitely why we want people to pick up the phone and call us. We want people to come to our coffee talks. We usually have one every 6 to 8 weeks in the morning. We bring coffee and some pastries and sit down and talk. What is important to you? That's how we kicked off our environmental events in March. Tesla came, Malama Maunalua came, Kaiwi Coastline, Livable Hawaii Kai Hui. They've always been a big member, and let's talk about how we can make a big change. What can we do right now to support our community? So coffee talks are definitely
Absolutely, and I wish we had those coffee talk sessions back when we had the healthcare issues coming back a few years ago when you were actually involved. Another longtime member is HMAA, AB and Associates. They're still a part of the Hawaii Kai Chamber, and
Definitely.
It was definitely very important to have HMAA come out and speak, and you guys give some tidbits to the business owners from an employer standpoint and how to navigate
All the
healthcare
changes.
for all your employees.
There was a lot of confusion in those days.
Still is. But
Definitely.
that's a whole nother topic.
Now, where do you see the chamber going? What's the future? We've got about 9 minutes left, so we
Okay.
can spend a whole 9 minutes talking about the future of the Hawaii Kai Chamber. So what's in store? Where are we headed?
The future is now. The future started yesterday and we're already late. But I can tell you that I think two of our biggest projects that we'll be working on this year is, again, bringing back the boom. I think everybody
Yeah,
is
fireworks.
very excited, at least from what we hear out in the community and the businesses. They're like, hey, let me know what you guys are doing on the fireworks. We'd like to talk about that. So
Yeah.
there is some good interest there. That is going to be a huge project, as well as continuing to navigate both sides and ride in the middle with regards to businesses and the Bay and how we resolve that issue and preserving.
Yeah.
Very good. And that controversy is not quite over. And is it, there's
Definitely
also
not.
a
There
federal
challenge.
Yeah, there are a couple of things going on. There's a NOAA issue, and then there's the Imua Mauna Lua issue. Yeah, so two very, very different things going on there.
Yeah, and I guess the federal side of it gets a little bit difficult.
Challenging,
It's a big
sticky.
animal to get your hands around.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, especially when you start talking about regulations. So a lot of people are really worried about what that's going to look like. So we've hosted a couple of different kind of like the coffee talk to get people's opinions. This has been going on a long time, and we're a newcomer to it, but definitely we want to preserve the Bay, and we want to make sure our business
Now,
flourishes.
does the federal piece of this impact the businesses in Hawaii Kai?
can have a huge
Huge.
impact. It can have a huge impact. So
If it moves
anything that
forward.
restricts business operations is obviously going to have a huge impact. And again, we mentioned H2O Water Sport. There's been a member since the beginning, very strong, always there supporting us, always giving give outs, raffle, you know.
Well, and I don't want to deviate too much from the topic of the Hawaii Kai Chamber, but one of the hats that I wear is I'm on the National Board of Directors for the SBA on a regulatory fairness piece of what the SBA is involved in.
Right.
And any federal regulation that impedes or hurts a small business, they want to know about it.
Yeah.
And the administrator of the SBA sits on the president's cabinet and meets with him every week to talk about regulatory fairness issues. So if there's an opportunity for us to maybe commit a coffee talk morning
I'd
one
love that.
time
That would be
to
great.
talk
It's
about the
definitely needed.
issue
That
and
would
what
be
the
great.
federal regulations are. I have submitted a one-page, I guess, report on different regulatory fairness issues, and I usually get a response back from Washington within 24 hours. Not a solution,
Yeah.
but an acknowledgement that they've got it.
Right.
They have questions, they ask, and then the process begins.
Yeah, open communication.
So, you know,
Yes.
if there's anything that we can work together on to try to
Yeah,
address
that'd be
some of these
fabulous.
issues, we can do
Would
that.
love to.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be
you're also
great.
probably going to, if your schedule's not too tight, we'd love to have you speak this year as well, because you have quite a bit going on and so much knowledge that you can share with some of our startup businesses coming forward. Another event that I really want to tap into is, I'm sorry, we're probably ping-ponging off subject, but I want to make sure I do get it in, is that, again, outside of the Bay, we still have to navigate through our businesses and startups that are coming up. There's people graduating from college all the time looking for entrepreneurship and opportunities to grow here in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and where the job market may be a little scarce, or just a lot of part-time positions and not enough sustainable income to be able to really get out in the world. You really have to have your bearings and handle on the outlets of where you can go to get your information to start that small business. And that's something you could definitely help us with, and something we'd like to
Well, I'd be
pursue.
happy to. I generally don't have a problem with speaking to crowds. So I'd be happy to help out any way I can.
Excellent.
And, you know, for whatever it's worth, you know, again, the SBA here locally has set record highs this year for funding business growth. They have made more loans this year than they have ever made
Did read it
before.
on their
exciting.
website.
And there is money available for that. So, you know, if there's anything that we can do to help grow the business community in Hawaii Kai, or anywhere in Hawaii for that matter, we'd be
Yeah.
happy to help out.
That's fabulous.
Very good. Now, part of our audience are individuals that are looking to get into business or maybe in business, and they're maybe struggling a little bit or trying to connect the dots and make it all work. From your experience, both personally as well as through the Hawaii Kai Chamber, what advice would you offer these individuals as they try to pay the bills and live through this?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. You never know what's going to happen. As a child, I decided I wanted to be a scientist. High school turned to engineering, 10 years at NASA doing instrument development, a lot of on-site, a lot of in-situ work, actually brought me out to Hawaii and a few other places. But you never see what's going to happen, and obviously I'm not with NASA anymore, but I love what I do. I love what I do. I love working with students. I love working with children. I love working with the family we have at the Chamber.
We do.
And with the Chamber too, it's always a struggle. You're looking for people to volunteer their time outside of their family, outside of their business, to make something else successful. And so we're looking for people like that, and it's really hard. And we love it. People come in, they give us a year, they give us 3 years, they give us 5 years, they give us 7 years. But it really makes a difference.
It does. Every little bit
Shows
helps.
your heart.
I mean, even if you're committed, you can make a big difference within a year or two.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of maintaining that attitude.
Absolutely. Very well said, Gindi. Very well said. Yes, it is true. You never know where this is going to lead you. If you asked me 10 years ago that I would be the vice president and the president for the Hawaii Kai Chamber of Commerce, I'd say, get out of here. No way, not me. I'm a dancer. I was a dance major in college, Alvin Ailey and the dance troupe was where I was headed. So it's amazing how far you deviate from your original thought and where that leads you. You just, like you said, you just don't know. From dancer, I went to mortgage finance loan officer. From there, I went to marketing and media for print and web. And then from there, I moved into events. And from there, the chamber. I mean, so you just have to stay flexible and you have to stay open.
Very diversified. It sounds. I mean, I just want to make sure I get this right. We've got a rocket scientist and a dancer.
And a dancer.
And you guys are working really well together. Huh?
Yes, that is my passion. The arts is really my passion, but in terms of paying the bills, mortgage finance seems to be the way to go. And very passionate about that side of the business as well. There is money out there. If that's one thing I can say to entrepreneurs is, yes, SBA has written a lot of loans, but don't forget about equity loans as well. You can tap into some of your equity to pull out and use that as part of your startup fees. If you do it in the right way and consult with the right tax person and the right attorney up front so that you don't get yourself in trouble or do the wrong thing and pay a penalty, you can really utilize
Well, and you touch on a good point. I think it's important for all businesses, particularly startups and ones that are just beginning, to have a good group of advisors around them to give them some advice and steer them away from some of the
pitfalls.
issues.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that we're looking for. Any of our talks, events, how can we help you with marketing? How can we help you with media? How can we hook you up? Oh, you definitely need an attorney. Please know that you need that.
Right.
And have that backing that you need. None of us are here alone.
I wish we could continue this conversation more, but we have reached the time that we have to close. But thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
It was
Thank you
very
very much.
informative. This is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We air every Thursday at 2 o'clock. This was the first show of 2016, and I can assure you we've got some really good ones down the road too. So please join us, and we'll see you next week. Aloha.